Hello and welcome to my review of Solo, a Star Wars story. I'm super late to the party on this. I did not really want to go see this movie. I, apparently, much like everyone else, was quite burnt out on The Last Jedi, which the numbers for Solo kind of speak for themselves, and do represent that as well. But I watched it last night, and I've got to tell you guys, I did my first reactions on Twitter, like I normally do. If you don't follow me on Twitter, please do, over at Misstage Reviews. It's not as bad as everyone makes out. Like, it genuinely isn't. So I'll talk about non-spoilers first, then I'll go into spoilers. There's not that much to spoil. Shock horror, Han Solo doesn't die. I mean, Jesus Christ, obviously. But it's not as bad as everyone makes out. Like, genuinely, it's not. So, non-spoilers, let's just cover whether it's even a good film. It's not great. It's not horrendous. It's just fine. It's just a good, fun action movie. There are horrendous callbacks and eye roll moments, literally moments where you'll roll your eyes and go, oh, this is heavy fan service, this is just gimmicky and it's awful. Those moments suck, absolutely suck. But on a whole, it's just a fun action movie. There's not nearly as much action as there should be. There's not nearly as much of the kind of heist things that there should be. You know, for a Han Solo prequel movie, I would like there to be more smuggling and more setup and more devious nature of the Jack the Lad smuggler that we know him to be. But on a whole, it was fine. I had a good time. I left feeling like my money was all right. You know, it wasn't misspent. It was okay. I didn't mind paying for it. But there are some things which are awful about this film. This film cost a lot of money, mainly down to all the reshoots. But it also cost a lot of money down to a lot of the props that they use and the prosthetics and all of the suits and the creatures that they've made for this movie. You barely see the creatures that they make for this movie. You barely see them. Why? Because this is one of the darkest movies, not dark in tone, oh no, but dark literally in the Star Wars movies that you'll ever see. It's so dark, so poorly lit. I don't know what they were thinking. The areas where there's supposed to be all of these new creatures, Lady Proxima, for instance, there's a scene with this giant slug thing called Lady Proxima, and you can't see anything. Why are you making all these creatures when you can't see them? For God's sake, it's just common sense. So there are some issues. Now, if you haven't seen it, I can recommend it. As someone, like, I panned The Last Jedi. I thought The Last Jedi was a pile of crap. A pile of crap for many reasons. And I'm a casual Star Wars fan. I like the original trilogy, dislike the prequels. They had some good elements. I liked Rogue One. It was fine for what it was. There were some issues with it, of course. And A Force Awakens was so-so. But The Last Jedi, panned. But I can recommend Solo. I can. It's fine. There's better movies out there at the moment in theatres, but it's fine. It's worth a watch. Absolutely, it's worth a watch. But let's get into spoilers, because there are some things to discuss which are heavy eye-roll moments, I guess. And I'll kind of give you a quick warning now. This is spoilers. Spoilers. Click off. Spoilers, because people have said I don't give enough of a spoiler warning, so here's your spoilers. I'm saying it. The fucking dice that they have in this movie. God damn it. So, The Last Jedi, we learn that Han Solo has a pair of dice that he apparently loves. And they really want you to know why he loves these dice. But it's so heavy, so heavy-handed, that it becomes a real chore when they're on the screen. I get it. I get why they're doing it, but it's stupid. Like, it's really stupid. We'd never seen them before in the original trilogy, ever, because they weren't around, they weren't invented at that point. They introduced them in The Last Jedi, so now they want to put them into the prequels. Well, look, no offence, guys, but your storytelling in this backward, retrofitting way doesn't work, because at the end of the day, if they're as important as you say they are in Solo, he would have had them in the original trilogy. And that's just the brunt of it. That is the absolute truth. The story, as far as it goes, look, there's no surprises. There's nothing that is out there. The way Han meets Chewie, it's fine. It's kind of interesting. I do think, like, why was Chewie just down in a hole? Is the Empire just carrying him around with him from planet to planet? Because obviously they'd only just got to that planet to invade, and he was there, so they were carrying him around. There's certain things when you think about it and you look into it, doesn't really make any sense, but whatever. Apparently he's a flesh eater. He eats people. I mean, good, I guess. That's new to me, but whatever. At least he's, not dead and blown up by a fucking moon like he was in the expanded universe. The acting from Alden Ehrenreich was good. It's fine. He's not doing an impression of Harrison Ford, and I liked that. He made the character kind of his own, but not. They didn't need to do anything with his hair. His hair doesn't naturally do that. They didn't need to make his hair look like that. It was really dumb. Obviously, they tried to copy Harrison Ford's hair, but Harrison Ford's hair was of a time. This is not hair talk. I'm gonna stop talking about hair. It's done, basically. I am going to talk a little bit more about hair. Woody Harrelson was good. Didn't really like his hairpiece though. They should have just left him bald. I didn't really understand that. Tandy Newton was in it. She was good. Everyone was fine in their respective roles. What they did was good. It was fine. Enfys Nest, didn't really care about that much. On a whole, like, it's good. There are, like I said, there's some really bad eye roll moments. Really, really, really bad. Eye roll moment, the biggest one you'll ever see, is at the end. We get our cameo. You guys would have seen this by now, and it's spoilers anyway. But Darth Maul's in it. Okay, great that he's in it. I think it looks cool. Obviously a new actor. He's got his robotic legs, and he looks great. We hear him talk. Awesome, so good. And we even get the introduction of Dathomir as well. So the planet and everything, from expanded universe and canon, etc., is all rolled into one. Great. He didn't need to light his lightsaber though, did he? He's the only guy in the entire universe that we've ever seen that looks like he does. He's the only guy in the entire universe that has those legs and looks like he does. Why are you getting him to light his lightsaber? We know who he is. What? It's so dumb. It's like me calling someone and just getting my gun out. Oh, I don't have a gun. But like getting a gun out and going, whoa. Why? Who is the lightsaber for? Who? What? So those kind of eye roll moments really annoyed me. The score, I thought, was going to really be bad for this movie, to be perfectly honest, because there was an advert prior to it for a car, which was obviously sponsored and wrapped into this Solo Star Wars deal that they have going on. And it had awful music, and I thought that was indicative of the film. The score was fine. In fact, I didn't notice it, which I don't know whether that's a good thing in a Star Wars movie, because obviously a Star Wars movie has great music and it is part of the story. So I'd say it's neither here nor there. It fits in with the tone and my general review of the movie. It was fine. That it wasn't good, it wasn't great, it wasn't bad, it was fine. The Kessel Run, Jesus Christ. I was expecting something so much better. The Kessel Run is basically big gas cloud where there's a giant squid living in it, and that's it. That's the Kessel Run. The Kessel Run is literally, you go from Kessel, the planet, out of this cloud. That's the Kessel Run. And he didn't actually make it in 12 parsecs because he had to round it down. So it was like 12.6, 12.5, something like that. So those kind of things were anticlimactic. I didn't really like it. How he got his name, super dumb, super dumb eye roll moment. Who's your people? I don't have any people. Call you Han Solo then. And you've got a last name, Han. You've got a last name, mate. Super ridiculous. Glover as Lando Calrissian did a good job. Absolutely did a good job, to be perfectly honest. I think he was doing more of an impression of Billy D. Williams than making the character his own. It was very much kind of an impression, but I liked it. It was fine. His robotic sidekick was annoying. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's good to see a sassy robot. We've seen sassy robots from the beginning. Let's have something new. Have a robot with a bit more depth. And there were some really bad jokes that were running through this film. Some kind of slapstick here and there. It wasn't nearly as bad as The Last Jedi, where, General Hux gets called by Poe Dameron and they have like a back and forth of insults. Like, it's not that childish, but there were some, comedic elements which I didn't really enjoy. But on a whole, I liked the film. It's worth going to see. If you've seen all of the Star Wars movies, I've seen every single Star Wars movie now, so it's worth going to see. It's not nearly as bad as you think, and I would be interested in seeing another one. But I think it's getting a bad rap mainly, and I said so at the start, I think it's getting a bad rap because Disney has basically pissed off a lot of Star Wars fans. They've distanced themselves from every Star Wars fan that there is, basically, or you know, at least 50% of the audience because of The Last Jedi. And I think that's the truth. But if you've seen it, which you probably should have, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I would love to hear whether you agree with me or you disagree with me. Like I say, I'm not saying it's a good film. I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying it's okay. It's an okay action / funny heist film. But there's not nearly as much heisting as there should be. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Sorry content is all over the place. I've said this so much times this week, but it is the truth. I'm just going off to watch Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom now, so expect that review out very, very soon. Guys, as always, I'm Mr. H, and I'll catch you in the next video.